What if the DJI Osmo Action 7 ends up being one of those quiet upgrades that completely changes how we think about action cameras? Not with flashy leaks or dramatic teaser videos, but with subtle improvements that only make sense once you start using it. That is exactly where things stand right now. This is not a leak-heavy episode. Instead, we are connecting the dots using DJI's very predictable behavior, recent launch patterns, and the rumors that actually line up with how this company operates. By the end of this video, you should have a clear picture of when the Action 7 might arrive, what it is likely to focus on, and whether it is shaping up to be worth waiting for. Let's talk timing first, because DJI leaves breadcrumbs if you know where to look. The Osmo Action lineup has settled into a rhythm over the years. Late summer to late fall has become the comfort zone, with most releases landing between August and November. Action cameras are a holiday-friendly product, and DJI clearly understands that. The Action 6 pushing into November 2025 showed that they are willing to slide the calendar when it benefits them. So looking ahead, the most realistic window for the Osmo Action 7 is September through November 2026, with October feeling like the sweet spot. If DJI sticks to form, expect a roughly 12-month gap and the launch time for maximum visibility. Now let's address the question a lot of US viewers are already asking. Will this even be sold stateside? The concern comes from the FCC covered list update at the end of 2025, which mainly targets drones and unmanned systems. On paper, action cameras do not fall into that category. That is the good news. The gray area is perception and process. DJI being on that list means more scrutiny, more paperwork, and potentially slower approvals even for non-drone products. That does not mean the Action 7 is banned. It means things could move slower and with more friction. Unless regulators clarify the distinction, DJI may face delays, but an outright block still feels unlikely. When it comes to specs, expectations should stay grounded. The Osmo Action 7 is shaping up to be a refinement-focused camera, not a radical redesign. The rumored sensor remains a 1/1.1-inch CMOS, but with faster readout and improved noise handling. That matters more than chasing bigger numbers. Better readout reduces rolling shutter, while cleaner noise processing improves low light and HDR. The variable aperture is expected to return, likely covering a range around f2 to f4, which gives creators more exposure flexibility in bright conditions without relying entirely on electronic tricks. Video is where DJI usually stacks quiet improvements. Rumors point toward 8K recording at up to 60 frames per second, and 4K slow motion pushing as high as 240 frames per second. That sounds impressive, but the real upgrade would be consistency. Better heat management, smarter distortion correction, and more usable HDR could push dynamic range closer to the 15-stop mark being discussed. That would translate into cleaner skies, more detail in shadows, and footage that holds together better in harsh lighting. The field of view should stay wide, but smarter processing could make footage feel more natural, instead of ultra-distorted. Finally, pricing. DJI has been remarkably disciplined here. Mainstream action cameras usually sit in a predictable bracket. Based on past launches, a standard Osmo Action 7 combo landing between $349 and $429 feels realistic. Accessory-heavy adventure bundles could push closer to the $479 to $549 range depending on what is included. Nothing here suggests a dramatic price hike, and that fits the theme. The Action 7 looks positioned as a polished evolution, not a bold experiment. Until certifications or official teasers appear, this is the most realistic picture we have. So what do you think? Is refinement what the action camera market needs right now, or are you waiting for something more disruptive?
What if I told you DJI just quietly flipped the switch and started serious production on the Osmo Pocket 4? And that this tiny gimbal camera might actually change how vloggers shoot on the go? Today, I'm pulling together the leaks, the NDA crumbs, and the factory photos so you don't have to. We'll cover design and ergonomics, the wild dual camera rumors, battery and performance expectations, and why now, with geopolitical noise in the background, could be the most complicated launch DJI has ever done. Stick around because there's a timing twist at the end that could affect what you actually see on store shelves. The first thing everyone notices in the leaks is weight. Reported mass production docs point to a 116-gram body, down from the Pocket 3's almost 180 grams. That isn't just a number, it's a day-long comfort improvement. Imagine holding a camera for hours without the wrist ache. The Pocket 4 also seems to keep the signature rotatable 2-inch display, but adds a row of hidden buttons beneath the screen. Early testers suggest those are customizable controls that appear when the screen unfolds. That's DJI listening to creators who hated digging through menus mid-take. Smaller, cleaner grip lines and tighter gimbal integration in leaked assembly photos hint at better heat management and fewer accidental button presses. In short, more practical than flashy. Now the part that has people losing their minds, twin lens rumors. Some leaks show an asymmetrical dual camera assembly. One lens optimized for wide cinematic capture, another for telephoto, depth assist, and advanced tracking. Chip whispers point to a 50-megapixel sensor capable of 8K capture alongside high-speed 4K at 240 frames per second. If DJI ships a dual-lens Pocket 4 Pro variant, you get frame grabbing, real tele-reach, and directional depth data for better autofocus. If that sounds too good to be true, remember DJI's history of turning drone tech into handheld magic. Even a single upgraded large sensor with improved codecs would be a huge step forward for palm-sized cameras. Leaks mention ActiveTrack 7.0 and LiDAR-assisted autofocus, basically giving Pocket devices drone-level subject tracking. For vloggers who move, that could mean no more lost focus mid-walk and talk. Battery improvements are real too. Rumors cite up to 180 minutes of recording compared with the Pocket 3's roughly 140-minute ceiling. Pair that with faster charging and better thermal architecture, and you get longer continuous recording without the dreaded shutdown. In practical terms, that's fewer battery swaps, longer shoots, and less anxiety when you're chasing the light. DJI is reportedly in mass production now, which usually means an unveiling in weeks, not months. Historically, DJI hits shelves 8 to 10 weeks after production ramps, but there's a wrinkle. Trade scrutiny and regional restrictions have delayed several DJI releases this year. Expect a region-first rollout with China and parts of Asia seeing stock before other markets. Price rumors sit between $699 and $799 for the base model, with a possible Pocket 4 Pro bumped higher for dual-lens bundles. Tariffs could nudge final retail tags up in some countries, so be ready for variation depending where you live. If you're a daily vlogger, travel creator, or someone who values tiny gear that behaves like big kit, the Pocket 4 looks like a must-watch. The ergonomics, battery, and tracking upgrades alone would be worth an upgrade for many creators. If DJI nails dual sensors and 8K capture in a palm-sized form, that's a game changer. On the other hand, if you only occasionally vlog and already own a Pocket 3, this may be a wait and compare moment. Either way, with mass production confirmed, the official reveal is probably close. Hit like if you want me to test battery life, tracking, and the dual lens workflow the moment units arrive. Drop a comment. What feature would make you upgrade immediately? And don't forget to subscribe for the review as soon as DJI flips the public switch.